This is exercise 6-6. In this exercise, we're going to learn how to modify a roof join. The first thing that opens is a 3D view of your building. So if we rotate this cube around, you can see, oh my, this roof is got a giant hole in it because this needs to be connected to this. So how do we make that happen? Well, let's learn how to do it. We are going to rotate this back just a little bit. We're going to select the big roof. So this is the big roof. And in the properties panel, we want to note the slope of the roof. So the slope of this roof is 9 to 12. So that means every 12 inches it goes over, it goes up 9 inches. 12 over, up 9, 12 over, up 9. Okay, so that's how we end up with that slope. Then we want to select the little roof. And we're going to look in the properties panel, and we want to take a look at the slope of the little roof. And this is also 9 to 12. Great, so they're both the same. We're going to activate the Modify ribbon, and we're going to select Join Unjoin Roof from the Geometry panel. So here's the Geometry panel. If you don't know which one is Join Unjoin Roof, just highlight over it until it tells you. There we go. It's this one. Click on it. We're going to select the adjoining face of the large roof. So we need to select this large roof right here. Oh, I feel like my thing is frozen. Try that one more time. Okay, join, unjoin. There's my select the edge of the roof and then select the edge of this roof. Okay, let me do it one more time for you because it is a little tricky to see. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We're on the Modify panel. We select Join Roof. We select the edge of the little roof here, and then we select the edge of the big roof. And then you'll notice that the little roof pulls and attaches to the large roof. Okay. If you need to see that again, just rewind the video. Now we're going to select the small roof, and we want to change the slope from 9 to 12 to 6 to 12. So I'm going to delete that 9, put in 6, and hit apply. And you're going to see that this roof, the edge is kind of sloped in at a little bit less steeper of an angle. We're going to select the large roof, and we're going to select Edit Footprint from the ribbon. Okay, so now you see the outline of the roof. To be able to look at this a little bit easier, we're going to activate the level 4 floor plan. We want to select the Pick Lines tool here, Pick Lines, and we want to select the overlapping edges of the bay roof. So this is the bay roof right here. So it looks like we need to select this, 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 and this. And it says the two vertical lines should be offset in 1 foot. Well, I guess I probably should have read the instructions before I went doing this. I'm going to delete these two vertical lines, select the Pick Lines tool again, set an offset of 1 foot, and then I need to select the two vertical lines. There we go. And then I'm just going to join all these together. And also I have to join my boundary lines, right? So this isn't a continuous boundary. This pink line needs to be removed, and then these need to be shortened. So you have to use your trim tools like we've used before. Now it trimmed out the whole thing, which I didn't want to do. So to make it not do that, I'm going to split it first, split that wall, and then I'm going to use my trim tools. Okay. Oops, I picked the wrong things. I always do that. I want to select what I want to keep. There we go. Okay. So once you have that selected, and it looks correct, so let's just make sure this is correct. I believe I offset my 1 foot the wrong direction. Sure did. And if this happens to you, I'm just going to hit undo and go back and do it over again. Not a big deal. This is how we learn, right? So now we can go ahead and we can do Pick Lines. We can offset this 1 foot. And then we're going to come over and offset those in. Alright, then we're going to use the Split tool, split it, use the trim, select what we want to keep. I want to keep this, and I want to keep that. And I want to keep this, and I want to keep that. Alright, and then we're going to trim out everything that we don't need and extend it and make it a closed and continuous boundary line. Okay, so now let's take a look at the image in the book. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. My roof outline is now completely closed, so I can hit the green check mark. Now it says to select the west elevation. So I'm going to go select the west, and you can see here's the big roof, and then here's my little roof right here. It says to select the wall indicated. So this is the wall right here that's indicated. And it wants us to edit the profile. Alright, so if you notice there's a giant hole right here in our building. Let's go to the 3D view. Oops, right here, there's a giant hole. We can't have that. You can't have no wall right there. So we need to fill in that wall. So that's what we're going to do. So we're on the west. We select this wall. And then we're going to select Edit Profile. And then that boundary line comes up again. We're going to use the Pick Lines tool. And we're going to select the edge of the roof. And we're going to use the Trim tool to eliminate the overlapping edges. So we want to keep this and that. Oh, and not that. We select what we want to keep. There we go. Alright, we need to make a closed boundary, so we're just going to put those two together. So now our boundary line is closed. Now we hit the green check mark, and you can see that it filled in that little space that was missing before with brick. And then if we go back to our 3D view, we take a look at the west side over here, it now has brick in it because we modified that wall. But the east side needs to be adjusted. So we're going to go to the east elevation, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to select this wall, edit it, select Pick Lines, select the edge of the roof, and then we're going to use the Trim tool, and you select whatever you want to keep. Okay, so I want to keep this, and I want to keep that, and then it trims it out. And then I want to extend this to this. And I selected the wrong thing because I want to keep this, and I want to keep that. There we go. If you have trouble with the Trim tool, just keep practicing. I'll show you again what I did. Okay, so I click the wall, Edit Profile, I use the Pick Lines to pick the edge of the roof. And then I use this Trim corner. So I'm going to click what I want to keep. Alright, so any line that I want to keep is what I have to click on. So I want to keep this line down here, and I want to remove this piece up here. And I want to keep this line over here, and I want this piece to go away. So to make that happen with this tool, I click this line, and then I have to click out here on this line, and it got rid of those two pieces that I no longer wanted, but it kept the two pieces that I clicked on. So same thing here. I want to keep this line, and I want to keep this line. So I'm going to click, and then you notice that it got rid of that other piece. You can also experiment with some of these other trim tools if you like. Once you're done with that, hit the green check mark, and you'll notice that it filled in the brick on the east side. So then we can go and we can look at it in 3D view, and both sides are filled in. And then step number 35 says to eliminate any gaps, to switch to wireframe view. And then you can switch to the top view, so back to level 4 in wireframe. And you can align the boundary of the large roof with the exterior face of the walls indicated. So let's see, actually it might be easier to look at it in level 3 so you can see. Here, if you have any gaps, you can eliminate those. You can just align the boundaries of the roofs. So if this boundary of the roof is extending too far in, you would edit that and edit footprint, and you can modify it. And I'm not going to do that because that's a little extra step that I want you guys to try to attack on your own.